Okay, guys, so we are back. Welcome back to Blake's Pet Show Academy. Today we're doing some more of the Spirit of the Dragon Fire Pie Show tournament. And today we are playing against Arc Prefect. And this time we're host. For most of this tournament so far, I've been guest. But I actually think I prefer playing host a lot of the time. I do believe guest is the better side to play. You have an advantage, I think. I'm not sure how big of an advantage, but I think you do have an advantage. But I believe host fits a better playstyle for me, just from my experience playing Fire Pie Show. So I'm not actually too upset to see this. This should be a very good game. I know Arc Prefect is a good player, but I haven't actually played them very much myself. I think I've played them maybe 3 times before ever in Fire Pie Show, and I'm pretty sure I've won every time, but I'm very interested to see where this game goes, because I'm not very familiar with this player at all, so this should be very fun. Okay, so we have a move here. They harmonized with their red 5 and put a white 3 here, and put a red 3 down here blocking my red 5 here. And this is part of why I enjoy playing host a lot, is just because I have 2 MCH openings right from the start. So no matter what, I don't think there's any way for guests to block both if I play my first tile correctly like I did. If I played it like here, then yeah, they could. They could put a white 3 here and then pull a flower to put here. But since I put it here, there's no way they could block both MCHs, which is very nice. I like that. It's very complementary to how I play, which is very focused on making MCHs. So that's what we're going to do. I think we're just going to put a white 3 here. That's what I always do. I don't think there's any reason to do it differently this time. And we get another white 3, which is interesting. Clashes with this red 3, we can't use it to harmonize with this red 5 right away, but we could put it like here or here so that we can move the red 5 to harmonize with it. We'd put it here and not here because we want to move it into the garden, not out, because that would make this MCH weak. So I'm thinking we just put the white 3 here. There's no threat from guests right now. So yeah, let's just do this. I could have put it here. That was something I was thinking about. It was something I was debating, to just cut off this. But my opponent has this, and I'd rather prioritize making my own MCHs. I don't mind this. I think both of these work. I'm not sure right now in the moment which one would be better. I'm sure one is better than the other, but I think both of these work decently fine. But the thing you have to think about here is this has an opening here, yeah, and then this has this, which it's an opening, but I'm planning to move a red 5 here. It's pretty easy to block an opening like this unless you pull a Clashing Flower, which usually is not the most probable. But blocking a move where you move a flower to harmonize with the flower into a garden, it's usually very difficult to block with a bonus tile. You basically always need to get an accent tile. Sometimes you can get very nice moves where you like move a flower here and harmonize and block it. But a lot of the time these are a lot harder to block than openings like this, which are on the outside. So we'll see what our Prefect does here. We're in a very interesting part of the tournament right here. Last time I saw the standings, they were very interesting. It was very close between the top people, and actually I'm in the running to be able to win this, I think. We'll see after this game, but I hope so. So they pull a boat, which is maybe a little bit unfortunate for them because I was planning to move this red 5 here anyway. I think maybe it would have been better to use the boat to push the white 3 here so I can harmonize with it, but yeah, not the greatest pull. A boat early on is kind of rough for them, so that's unfortunate. Now, I'm going to move it here, and I want to stop this win opportunity for my opponent, and no matter what tile I pull, I should be able to do that. There's no way I can clash with both of these, obviously, and if I pull an accent, then I can use that. So I'm going to go here, get 2 MCHs. My opponent has 0 MCHs right now. I pull a red 5, which I'm probably going to put just in the red garden over here. I can move this white 3 around later if I need to, if this gets separated to harmonize with the red 5. And it blocks this. So that's what we're gonna do. A little editing note here. After I had finished this game, Human Child had so kindly pointed out to me a pretty big mistake I made with this move that you probably saw, to be completely honest. It's very, very obvious. I don't know how I missed it, but yes, as you probably know, I could have put this red 5 right here, and I would have won the game. And that would have been that, and I would have won. But somehow, well, I know how. I was just completely focused on stopping my opponent from this win opportunity. I didn't even think about my own, which is kind of unlike me. Usually I look for my own opportunities first things first, but yeah, I just happened to miss it this time, which is unfortunate. But honestly, if I hadn't missed it, then we wouldn't have the rest of this awesome game to go over. So in the end, I don't mind it. So yeah, just wanted to put this in the video because I'm aware of the mistake I made here, and I'm aware that it is a big mistake. So yeah. Anyway, just wanted to put that in here. Please enjoy the rest of this match. I also, of course, could do this in the future, if that's ever a move. So I like my position here. It's pretty fortunate that my opponent pulled a boat right away. That is pretty good for me. It's interesting to think. So in Scud Pie Show, it is my personal opinion that the boat is the best accent tile because it can be used pretty much equally defensively and offensively. It's much better offensively, but you can use it defensively as well, and being able to get rid of any accent tile is pretty powerful. So in Scud, I believe the boat is the most powerful accent tile, but I'm not sure if I believe the same thing in Fire, because getting rid of accent tiles isn't as important because their abilities have been changed so that they're helpful instead of detrimental to players. Of course, yes, they're usually still used to block harmonies in my experience, but just overall, you're going to be wanting to get rid of them less than you are in Scud. So I don't think the boat is as useful for that in Fire, and it's probably more defensive in Fire, whereas in Scud it's more offensive. A lot of the time you use the boat to just disrupt harmonies and push people's flowers out of the way into some random spot. So it's kind of interesting. It has a pretty different role than it has in Scud, like most of the accent tiles in Fire, of course. Except for the wheel. The wheel is used very similarly to how it's used in Scud Pie Show. I'd say the wheel is definitely a little bit more defensively used in Fire, but overall it's the most similar to its counterpart in Scud, I would say. And then yeah, the Knotweed and Rock are used pretty differently because their abilities are completely the opposite of what they are in Scud. So yeah. But I'm trying to think of which tile I think is the best. I think the Rock is probably one of the weakest. The Rock tile in Fire is kind of just a worse version of the Knotweed in my opinion. There are times where you can utilize its ability, but there are far more times in my experience that the Knotweed can be utilized with its ability. So I feel like the Knotweed is just a better version of the Rock in my opinion. The wheel is used similarly a lot of the time, just blocking harmonies, but it can also be used much more offensively than the Knotweed can. But the Knotweed allows very interesting and nice positions like with an Orchid, like I've explained before. So they have their different roles. I think the Rock is the worst, and then Knotweed and Boat are kind of similar around the same area. A wheel is probably a little bit better than the Knotweed, and I'm not sure where I would place the Boat right now because it's definitely not as useful as it is in Scud. I don't know why I decided to just do a live tier list thing here, but I thought of it. So yeah, but I think the Boat probably goes below the Knotweed and the wheel, because it cannot be used as offensively as it can in Scud. It can be used offensively, like to get rid of an accent tile, but you can't rely on it really. And a lot of the times when you pull it is not going to be the times you need to pull it, and it's not going to be able to be used that useful like Arc Prefect just did here. The Boat is not useful a lot of the time, because if you push a tile away, they can usually just move into even a better spot, because usually in Fire, when you place place a tile in its first spot, it's probably not the ideal spot. You're probably going to want to move it if you're given the opportunity in the future anyway. So I believe the Boat is probably better than the Rock, but worse than the Knotweed and Wheel. I think I would rank them Rock, Boat, Knotweed, Wheel for Fire. At least that's what I'm thinking right now. The Rock could even go above the Boat, I'm not sure. I might think the Boat's the worst even. But the Boat definitely does have its uses. And the Rock is just a worse version of the Knotweed, and the Rock's ability is not used very often at all. It's usually just used as a tile to block harmonies. So I would probably rank them Rock, Boat, Knotweed, Wheel. That's how I think I would rank the accent tiles. So I don't know if I'm going to leave that in here. I made a mini tier list for some reason, but I don't know. I was thinking about it, so yeah. Because the accent tiles in Fire are definitely interesting. Another idea I had for like a tier list video, because I do want to make more of those. There's not a lot of things that tier lists can apply to in Pie Show variants. Okay, wait, hold on. Let's see what they did. So they put a red 4 here blocking this, and they pulled a red 4 to go here to block this. So very nice. I don't have a win opportunity right now. All I have is this open red 5, so I think I'm going to be using that. There's no win opportunity for my opponent, so I think I'm just going to put a red 4 over here. And we pull a red 3, which is very nice. Now, we could put it here, of course, and that would be a very sturdy MCH with no gaps. but then we don't have any openings for future MCHs. So I want to put it here, even though putting it there does leave my opponent this spot so that they could put a... Well, actually, this is an interesting opportunity for me. They don't have a white 3 or a red 4 in their library, so they can't actually take advantage of the spot as well as they could. Obviously, well, actually, a white 3 wouldn't work anyway. But they don't have a red 4 in their library, so they couldn't place a red 4 here. They'd have to move this one, but they don't really want to do that anyway because it'd break up this MCH. So actually putting it here is not that vulnerable, because the only tile that could harmonize with this from their library is a Lotus, and the Lotus would keep this MCH, of course. So yeah, I think I'm going to just put the red 3 here, and that will be my turn. Now I have another win opportunity that will probably be blocked, because it's likely, well, it's not the most likely thing ever. They have a white 3 and a white 5 that can't go here. But it is likely that they might pull a tile that can go here. If there's a 50-50 on the flowers that they pull a tile that can go here, if they want to put it there, of course. They might want to put the red 5 over here if they block this some other way. And of course, they still have 3 accent tiles to pull to block any of these MCHs. They'd probably want to put an accent tile here, so not too scary at all for them. But they do have to be a little bit careful. Now the question is, which win would I go for? I could put a Lotus here and hope for a boat or wheel here, or I could put a Lotus here and hope for a wheel or a red 4. I'd probably put the Lotus here, just, you know, closer to the center. I can use the red 5 easier and bring it into the garden. That's probably what I would do. And there's an opening here if I really want to use it. Okay, let's see here. So red 3 over here, red 5 here, makes sense. Block this, so yeah, works very nicely. They could have put it here to block this MCH, which is interesting that they didn't, but I definitely think this is a good move. I don't know if this would be better, actually. This might be better, because now I don't have any MCH openings to take advantage of, which is kind of annoying. So my opponent doesn't really have any threats right now. I have a red 3, a white 4, and a white 5 to use, which are not the most useful tiles right now. I'm not sure what to do here, actually. This is kind of tricky. I could place a red 3 here or here. I could place... No, not a white 4 there, not a white 4 there. I could place a white 5 here, or a white 4 here. And those are kind of my only options. So I have 4 options right now. And in my reserve, I have a red 4, a white 4, and a white 5, as well as 4 accent tiles. I could place a white 5 over here, but this is way out in the middle of nowhere in a red garden, so probably not going to do that. I could place a white 4 here, but there's so many red 4s, its movement would be very restricted and it can't do much, and this would be pretty bad MCH, because this is blocked. And then I could put a red 3 here or here, and if I pull a red 4, I could put it here. I'd have an opening. And if I have a red 3 here, then I could pull a red 4 here and have an opening. So which one is better? I'm going to be placing a red 3 on this red 4, but which one is better? Well, this opening leads to another opening. This opening blocks this red 5. My opponent has this move with their white 3. Also this move. So actually, if I place something here to harmonize with the tile from here that harmonizes with this red 3, then my opponent could have... Oh, but the red 3 clashes, so they don't have that move, actually. Interesting. So I could block this red 5, but I might want to move the red 5 anyway. I'm not sure which one of these is better. If the red 3's here, it's kind of close to the red garden. The red 3 here, it can clash with this white 3 sometimes, which would not be the best. If I put the red 3 here, then I could pull a red 4 or white 5 to go here. If I put it here, I could pull a red 4 or red 5 to go here. If I pull a white 5 here, if I put the red 3 here, I can pull a red 4 or a white 5 to go here. If I pull the white 5 here, then I have this, maybe. If I pull the white... Man, this is tough. Well, it's going to take me a few turns to get to here anyway, and by then they might take this spot. So actually, I think I'm going to do this one, because then I can go here, here, and they probably won't take this spot. So that's what I'm going to do. Red 3 here, and we get a rock. So we could put it here to get rid of 2 MCHs. That looks like to be the best option. That's their only 2 MCHs as well. So now they have 0 MCHs, and I have 4. But these 2 are kind of weak at this point here. So yeah, I like my position here. This is looking not too bad. And so far we've both pulled 1 accent tile, so not too bad there. unfortunately their boat was not able to be used for much, so I think I've gotten more use out of my accent tile. But with this move, they have this, they have this, they have this, they have options to harmonize with this red 3. They actually even have this, which would be pretty good. That would be a pretty good move for them, actually. They get both the MCHs back immediately, and then they get bonus tile. This might be their best move here, actually. I just realized I haven't been analyzing their position enough so far, so actually I do apologize for that. Let me go back here and see their move. Let's see. Yeah, that's probably what I would have done. I think that's probably the best option. I would have taken advantage of this MCH opening. And then the red 5 here. But the thing is, the red 5 here, it makes sense because of this, and I understand why they did that. Me personally, I would have been tempted to go here, because it gets rid of MCH, it gets rid of my MCH immediately. And then also you have this discovered harmony with this red 5. You could like go here, block this MCH, and then you open up this MCH with your white 3. That would be pretty good. So I think maybe it would be better to put the red 5 here instead of here. But otherwise, yeah, I like that move. And then before that, they did this, which, yeah, that makes sense. Make an MCH with the flower you have here without placing a new one. That's what I would have done. I like that. And then they placed a red 4 down here to block this, because I did have a win throw. If I placed a lotus here, then, you know, did this. I didn't have to place the lotus. I could have placed the white 4, but yeah. So yeah, that move makes sense as well. I don't think there's anything better to do there, really. Then this move was unfortunate that they pulled the wheel. I would have done, well, I don't know if I would have done this. I probably would have just put the red 4 to harmonize with this red 3, because you get an MCH that way. This way you don't get any more MCHs, so I probably would have done this, and in my eyes that would be better, but maybe they don't want to do that because it blocks this, it's blocked by this white 3, but I would take that as an advantage of blocking my white 3 like that, because then you still have this possibility later. But maybe they didn't want to have only one opening, because then I could block this, and I could understand that, and maybe that would be better actually. So this might make sense. I would have done this. That might be wrong though. But yeah, so far I think they played pretty well. The boat pull was a little unfortunate, and other than that, I think both of our pulls have not been anything too crazy. So yeah, this is a good game for sure. Still got a lot left, so I have no idea who's gonna win this. We got 6 tiles left still. And remember, Ark is the guest, so they are going to have the final say most likely. So yeah, we have a little ways to go to see what this is going to turn into. It's looking pretty even so far though. Like, I have 4 MCHs and Ark has none, but they are the guest, and that's a pretty big advantage. And all they have to do is put an accent tile here, and, you know, that would be pretty good for them. They could go here, put a rock here, and then it's even. I have 2 MCHs, they have 2 MCHs, so, and you know, they're still guests. Yeah, impossible to say who's ahead right here. Well, I think I'll say I like my position better. Impossible to say who will win this from this point. I mean, you could guess and be right, but I don't think there's any way to know for sure who's winning at this point. We both have a white 4 and a white 5 in our library and our reserve, which is kind of interesting. We see how neither of us have used a single white 4 or white 5 at all, which is kind of interesting. Then our accent tiles are pretty similar, except I got a rock and they got a boat, and then they have a white 3 instead of a red 4. But we have a very similar setup here so far. There's just a few things I would have done differently as them. And going back and looking at my moves, I don't think there's anything I would have done differently just from what I'm seeing right now. I might look back later or after the game and find some things that might have been better. But so far I'm not upset with anything. I like this move. But something I didn't see about this immediately until I looked back at their options is they had this move. Or wait, no. They didn't have that, but they had this. Oh, this is something I couldn't have really seen though, because they pulled this as a, you know, reserve. But yeah, if they put this here, that would have been pretty nice for them, I think. But yeah, I don't really mind putting the red 3 here. Maybe it was better to put it here. This is something that I might have done wrong. But I like having the opening. I'm not sure. It probably was better to just put it here, but I'm not too sure on that one. And then yeah, I think this is the best option for me. This last move I just did. And now let's look at, well, yeah, I still think this is probably their best option here. Go here, and then, yeah. If they pull an accent tile, probably put it here. If they pull a white 3, then put it here. If they pull or here, I guess. And if they pull a white 4, then there's not a lot they can do with a white 4. They could put it here to block my only MCH opening. That's probably their best option if they get a white 4. Then they get this. And if they pull a white 5, then they could harmonize it with this red 3, or they could just block this again. They could even, yeah, they could do that as well. So yeah, they're not in a bad position really, not at all. I've always wondered what fire would be like if capturing was allowed. Like what if Ark could just capture this white 3 right here? That would be interesting. I think that would be a completely different game, but it's interesting to think about. It's something I've always wondered about. Both of these white 3s would be very nice for Ark to capture here. But yeah, this is fun. I haven't played this opponent very often, so it's always fun to play someone new and see how they play. Okay, I'm back. What did they do? Okay, so they did that move I was talking about, it looks like. And then they used the white 5 and put it here, which is what I was saying. Okay, yeah, I think that was the best option. So let's see here. They have a win opportunity here. Put a Lotus there. Wheel this. So something to watch out for. We don't have this opening anymore, of course. We don't have any MCH opening. So what do we do? What do we do? We have a white 4 and a white 5. Yeah, this is not looking great, honestly. I don't love my position here. I have this move if I wanted to do it for some reason, but that just seems bad. Yeah, this is pretty rough, actually. I might just put a... Well, I'd have to put the Lotus here, which is not good. I only have a white 4 and a white 5, so I could put the white 4 here, which is bad. Here is bad. Put the white 5 here, which is okay. I mean, I guess that's what I'm going to do. I've looked at all the other options before. So we're going to be pulling a tile. If it's not an accent tile, if it's an accent tile, I'll just put it on one of these MCHs. If it's not, then we're going to block this win opportunity by putting it in front of this red 3, because we don't have any white 3s. So we should be able to do that. Okay, so yeah, let's do this. Put it right here, I think. Well, no, actually, no, we should put it here. Because there's gaps no matter what, either way. I don't care if there's a gap between this one. It's not like overgrowth. And this way I can harmonize with this red 3 by moving it. So yeah, putting it here is the right option. Okay, we got a wheel. So yeah, let's do this. That seems like the best option to me. Get rid of 2 MCHs. Okay, actually, I think that move was pretty good. I don't hate my position as much anymore. Maybe putting the red 3 here was a mistake. No, I don't really think I had any better options, to be honest. But yeah, I think putting the white 5 here was good. Ooh, something I keep missing this in fire for some reason. I clash trapped my red 3. I don't think it will matter too much in this position, like it did when I clash trapped a flower in a previous game. But it is kind of annoying, and it's kind of annoying I didn't see that. Well, it's because I switched to this at the last moment, because I was going to do this, but I do think this is better, even though it clash traps this, just because I can move this red 3 to harmonize with the white 5. So yeah, I think that was better, but it's a little annoying I had to clash trap my own flower for it. But yeah, we'll see how this turns out. I'm not comfortable with this position at all. I know at any point it could go pretty badly for me, so I must be vigilant, and we'll see what Ark does here. Let's look at their position. Let's see what options they have. They have a white 4 and a white 5, so obviously they could put a white 4 over here. Oh yeah, and I did leave them their win opportunity. So actually, oh no, I didn't. I used the wheel to get rid of it, right? Yeah. No matter what tile I pulled, I was able to get rid of the win opportunity. So yeah, that's not a threat anymore. They could put a white 5 over here. They could put a white 4 here, but that's blocked by the wheel, you know, so not very good. This is another nice thing about putting the wheel. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even see this at first, but that's actually nice. When I placed this wheel, I was just paying attention to this, get rid of 2 MCHs with 1 tile, which was nice, but I didn't even notice it blocks this. So actually the wheel was a very nice pull there. I can't complain about that. So yeah, I like my position, yeah. The pulling the wheel there was nice. I didn't even notice how nice that move was. It's not that big of a deal compared to my position because they have multiple MCH openings, but if they wanted to use their white 4, then this is blocked. But of course they have the white 5 opening, which is weaker than this MCH, so yeah, putting the wheel here was nice actually. They could put the Lotus somewhere, of course, but I think they probably want to save that. They could also, of course, put the white 4 over here. That's probably what I would do. That probably looks like their strongest option to me, and you know, that gives them this. So that's probably what I would do, but I'm not sure if it's the best. That's just what I think I would do in this position if I were them, without looking too deep. And they have three accent tiles still, so It's a little scary that they're ahead of me in accent tiles. So like I said, I'm not comfortable in this position at all. I'm very aware this could go very badly for me very quickly. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to wait and see what kind of move they do. This is a good game though. This is really anybody's game at this point. I'm not sure who will win this at all. I mean, obviously I have 4 MCHs and my opponent has none, but you know, like I said many times, that can change very quickly. I'm interested to see what they do here because it's probably going to be a pretty important move, I think, depending on what they pull. Okay, we got a move. So they got an accent tile and they put it on that spot. And yeah, they did the thing I was talking about. So yeah, that's exactly what I would have done. So like I said, it's a lot closer now. But we do have potentially this knotweed to use, but they put it in a nice spot so that we can't use it very well. We do have this move. Of course, we have this move. Kind of like this move more. Let's see, we have a red 4, a white 4, and a white 5 in our reserve. So actually maybe this one will be better, even though I do like this a lot because it puts it in the center in this garden, and these MCHs will be very sturdy. Or have better odds to pull a tile we can actually harmonize with if we use the red 3. So I might do that actually. We should still have this move in the future, hopefully. So it's not too big of a deal. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense right now, is to do this. Yeah, let's just do that. I think that's probably the best option for now. Save this for the future. We pull a boat. Okay. So, we could put the white 4 here. I think that would be good. I think that's probably my best option. Because that forces them to use the white 5 on this red 3, which is gonna be a not secure MCH, which will be good for me. I'm not really seeing anything else. Of course, I could get rid of this knotweed, and I don't hate that, actually. That gives me back 2 MCHs. And I'm gonna move the white 4, because my opponent has a win opportunity here. They put a lotus here, or here, and then if they put it here, they pull a white 3 to go here. If they put it here, they pull a white 4 to go here. So we're gonna move the white 4. Now that's just because my opponent has a win opportunity. So statistically speaking, they might not go for that, and it's a 25% chance if they even hit it. They'd probably do it this way. They'd probably put a white 5 here and then put a white 4 here if they pull it, of course. So maybe it's not the correct move to make. Maybe I should have gotten rid of the knotweed, but I feel like using a boat to get rid of an accent tile like that is usually not the best in Fire. Sometimes it can be good, but a lot of the time you just want to spend your moves making new MCHs. And if you're not doing that, then disrupting your opponent's MCHs like I did. So even disregarding the win opportunity, I think there's a good chance this move could have been better than getting rid of the knotweed. Just because it shuts down my opponents more, gives them less options, which is always good. If they want to make an MCH with their library tile, they're either going to have to use their lotus or put a white 5 out here, which is not that great. I mean, they could put it here and it's not the worst because they have this red 3, but it's going to be weak, of course. So yeah, I like that move. I don't think I can complain about that move very much. And like I said, I still have this, which I'm planning to do. Let's see what their options are here. Like I said, put a white 5 out here, put a lotus here. I could even put a lotus here, that wouldn't be the worst. Other than that, they don't have a lot of options. They could move the red 5 here, that'd give them an MCH. Other than that, they don't really have any options. So yeah, we'll see what they do. I would do one of those. If I had to choose, I'd probably do this one. This is probably what I would want to do. But they only have a white 3 and a white 4 in the reserve, so neither of those can harmonize with the red 3, and only the white 4 can harmonize with this white 5. So maybe nah, because there's no other way to really make use of this white 3 in your reserve. Even if you put a white 5 out here, that's not going to do anything, of course. So yeah, I'd probably do this and then hope I get like a white 4. I would, as guessed, I would want to save my accent tiles for the last moves for sure in this position. I wouldn't mind it when they pulled the knotweed, because you're not going to be able to get a lot better use out of an accent tile than blocking 2 MCHs. So I think that was good for them. Ideally, they probably would have wanted to have pulled it later, because it gives me this move to get at least 1 back. So yeah, ideally you always want to have them at the very end, but this isn't the worst. It's still hard to say who's in the better position here. Well, I think I'm probably in the better position, but it's still very hard to say who's winning. It's like, it's very hard. It's hard to ignore the fact that they are a guest, and that is a pretty big advantage for ending the game. So it's really hard to say who's going to win this. And also, I didn't even realize until just now, I only have 1 accent tile left. I just pulled my 3rd accent tile, so this is gonna be tough to win for me, but we should see how this goes. Kind of depends on the tile draws, I think. I think I would like it a lot if Arc pulled both of their accent tiles on their next 2 draws. That's what ideally I would want to happen. And I'd probably want to save my knotweed for last, of course, like I've been saying. Well, not for last, because I don't get to play my last tile for my reserve. I don't want to, you know, to get it second last. Okay, so, whoa, okay, interesting. Well, I don't really like that move, I'm gonna be honest. So yeah, they got an MCH, and they used this wheel to get rid of this MCH of mine. But with this wheel move, they give me this, which looks very tempting. Can I even do it with this one? I could do this. That's what I would probably do, but let's just double check everything. Make sure I'm not missing anything. They do have a win opportunity. No matter what I pull though, I should be able to block it, so not too scary. I don't think I'm really missing anything else. They could put the Lotus here and then pull a white 3 here. Yeah, okay, so I am gonna do this, I think. The question is, which red 5 do I use? It's probably this one, because this one now has an opening since they moved their white 3 off the spot. That makes sense to me. I could put a red 4 here. Yeah, let's use this one, I think. Let me just double check everything. Looks good. Don't think there's anything I'm missing. Okay, let's do this. And there we go, we get the red 4. So we might just do what I was saying. Well, actually, no. Okay, I don't want to do that. I think I should block their win threat for sure. Because it's a 1 and 3. Those are pretty good odds. If they take that, that would be pretty bad. I think there's a good chance they would take that. So we need to block either the white 3 or the red 5. So we could put a red 4 here or here. If we wanted to, really, we could even put it up here, which might be better. We could put the red 4 here so that we have this move, which I think would be good. And that still blocks the win threat as far as I can see. If I put the red 4 here, I don't think they have any win threat. Because they could put the Lotus here, give them this, but then they don't have a red 4 to pull to go here. So yeah, I think putting the red 4 blocks the win threat. So unless I'm missing something, we should be good. Let's do that. I think that's good. That gives us options with the red 4 as well. We can do this in the future, and we also have this. So yeah, okay. I don't mind that. And actually, looking back on it, maybe I should have put the red 4 here, because I missed this move at first. Maybe I should have put the red 4 here instead of here. I'm not sure. I'm not too sure what would be the right call there. Still haven't pulled my white 4 or white 5. This is a close game. I still don't know who's gonna win this. The instant regret after you make a move is so terrible. Like, as soon as I do this, I'm thinking, maybe I should have put it here. Like, immediately after I submit the move, I'm like, maybe I should have put it here. And I'm not too sure. I don't think it matters too much. I think both can work, but this might have been better. Because it leaves this to my opponent. Like, Art could put a Lotus here, or if they pull a white 3, put it there. So, oh man, the instant regret. Looking back on it, I should have put the red 4 there probably. If I saw that I had this, I think I would have put the red 4 here. I just missed this. Well, actually, I didn't even realize doing this gets rid of this MCH. So that move isn't even that good. Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure which one of these is better. I really don't know. This one seems solid. It seems like a good option because it blocks this red 5, but it doesn't really give me any new openings for an MCH, which I don't really need, but it would be very nice because if I want to get an MCH without the red 4 here, I'm going to have to put a Lotus here, which is not very good. Well, I could put the Lotus here, but you know, still not very good. So I really don't know which one of these is better. I don't think mine is that much worse if it is worse. So I'm not too upset with that move. And right now, technically, we do have a win possibility I didn't even think about. Put a Lotus here, get a white, well actually we don't even need to put the Lotus here. We put a white 4 here, pull a white 5 here, and that would be pretty good. It's a 1 and 3, so not the worst odds. And even if we don't pull it, then we have the threat with moving this white 5 there. So actually that's pretty nice. Ark's probably going to have to address that, because like I was just explaining on my turn, I wouldn't want to leave it up to a 1 1/3 chance. Because if they let me, I'm going to be taking that. For sure. Especially with Host, you gotta take those gambles, which I just realized maybe that's why I prefer Host, because I always do the gambles. So I think Host kind of complements that kind of playstyle more than Guest does. Guest, I think to play Guest, and it doesn't really fit my playstyle well, I think to play Guest, you have to play just very solid, very lock down everything, and that's how you win. Because you have the advantage from the start, right? So you just have to play very sturdy, very solid. Don't let your opponent do anything. Don't take any risks, really. And if you do that, then there's a good chance you'll be in the winning position towards the end. You know, barring terrible pile pulls, which can always happen. But yeah, that's interesting. Also, I didn't realize the knotweed here could be used. They could put the orchid here, which wouldn't be the worst move actually. That would be pretty. That would be pretty nice actually. Oh, okay. So yeah, there goes my win threat. Makes sense. They would block that. White 5 here makes sense. Good move. So I have a white 4. Well, I think I'm just going to do this move like I was talking about. I think that looks like the best option. Right now, I'm feeling a bit more comfortable in my position. I probably shouldn't because I'm only 1 MCH ahead. I'm about to be a couple more, but actually, I just realized my opponent just pulled the last accent tile. So yeah, they just pulled their last accent tile, so I am feeling quite better. Actually, I also have this move. Actually, I think I'm going to do this move instead of the red 5 one. I think it's better. Because this one is, you know, it's a weak. So I should save that for later. So let's see. My opponent doesn't have any win threats, I think. And what I pull, no matter what I pull, it can't really be used that well. I mean, obviously the knotweed can always be used, but yeah, no matter what I pull, it's not going to be able to be used in the most amazing way. Yeah, I think let's just do this. I don't see anything better. Then yeah, white 4 isn't going to be able to really be used effectively here. I could put it here to block this, which, oh, they put the rock here, which I don't know if that's the best spot, because they blocked off their own red 5, which is not very good. I might steal this knotweed spot so they can't use their orchid to go here. If they want to make an MCH with the library tile, they'll have to use the lotus like here or something. I might do that. Yeah, I put a white 4 all the way into a red garden, but it's like towards the end of the game, so it still matters for sure, but it might matter a little less. I could also put it over here in hopes to do this, or, you know, back here in hopes to do this. Here would be better though, over up here, but I'm tempted to just take that knotweed spot. I think that's probably the best move. I don't think anything else would be better than that, because the game's about to be over. I can't really make too many more preparatory moves, so let's just do this. Because I have this, and then the game's going to be over, so putting it here in hopes to eventually put the white 5 here isn't really going to come to fruition, because I'm only going to get one more turn realistically, and that turn is probably going to be doing this. And if it's not, then I can use my lotus for something. So, like, I can do this, you know. So, yeah, I think taking that knotweed spot was better for me, for sure. So, if force, yeah, so Ark's not going to be able to use their orchid very much. They're not going to be able to use their orchid here at all, I think, which is good. It forces them to use their lotus if they want to place a tile, and I can hopefully take advantage of that lotus if they do. But I have a feeling they maybe won't place a lotus. I think it would be a good idea for them to not place the lotus. So, okay, I'm feeling a bit more comfortable in this position. I'm definitely not completely feeling safe, though. My opponent has 2 MCHs, I have 4. It is nice that they pulled their last accent tile, though. That makes me feel a lot better. But I do have some weak harmonies, like this one is weak, this one is weak. Yeah, it's a little scary. I have to hope on my next turn I pull the knotweed. That's what I really want. I kind of need to pull the knotweed. So I don't know how I'm going to use the white 5 if I pull it. Unless my opponent uses the lotus or puts a weak harmony somewhere. I don't think I'm going to be able to use the white 5 for anything, and that will be kind of scary. So yeah, this could go either way still. Like, I really don't know. There's only going to be 3 turns left, 2 after this one. So I really don't know. This really could be anyone's game. But the nice thing is my opponent doesn't have very many options right now. Like, yeah, well, they have this, which I keep forgetting about. That is an option. If they pull a white 3, they could go here. If they pull a white 4, they could go here. That'd be pretty good for them. That would be annoying. Yeah, this could be bad. I think this is probably the best move. If they find that, then I might be in trouble. Like, I love playing host, but when you get to the end here, it's so scary. I definitely prefer host for sure, but it can be tough when getting towards the end here to make the right decisions. Because yeah, this could go very badly for me. If they do what I think they're gonna do, then it's likely we'll end up with both having 4 MCHs. Wait, no. Yeah, we'll both have 4 MCHs on my turn. And then I can form a new one with my lotus or whatever, and then use the knotweed to get rid of only one of my opponents. So I would be at 5, my Arc would be at 3. And then on their last turn, they have a decent chance of swinging that to maybe tie, which I didn't even think about the possibility of a tie. I don't want a tie, but with how this is going, I actually would not be surprised at all if this is a tie. This could very easily be a tie. Really don't know who's gonna win this. Well, Honestly, my bet is right now no one's gonna win this. My bet is this is gonna be a tie. That's what it's looking like to me, but I don't know. If this is a draw, that's gonna be kind of annoying. I was really hoping to win this, but right now I'm thinking it's gonna be a draw because I'm gonna be on my turn. It's probably gonna go to 5-3 in favor of me, and then Ark can probably get 2 harmonies with their Lotus, so it'll go to 5-5. That's what I'm guessing is gonna happen. My prediction right now is Ark's gonna go here, pull the white 3 or the white 4 would go here. Either one works. They pull the white 3, put it here. On my turn, I move this red 5 here, pull a knotweed, put it here. Then on their turn, they place the Lotus here to harmonize with their white 3, and then pull the white 4 to go here, and then it would be 5-5. That's my prediction of what's going to happen right now. But that's assuming that I even pull the knotweed. I could pull the white 5, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with the white 5. You know what? What I might have to do instead of this red 5 move is I put my Lotus here, so that way in case I pull a white 5, I can put it here. And that doesn't really give my opponent anything, but I get another MCH. So maybe the right move putting the Lotus here, and then that way it still ends up being a draw, I think. So my prediction is this is going to be a draw. I don't see how this is not going to be a draw, which is unfortunate, but I think that's what it's going to be. Yeah, this should be a draw. But honestly, a great game. This is a lot of fun. Like I said, it's fun to play someone you don't play very often, and they're not used to their play style. So yeah, this is a very fun game. It's unfortunate that I think it's going to be a draw. I'm so sure this has to be a draw. I don't see how it can end any other way. As long as they find that move, it's a draw, which with how long they're looking, they've got to find that move. Yeah, this game should be a draw, but it was a lot of fun. It's, disappointing that it has to be a draw. I really think it has to go the way I predicted. I don't see any other way this can go, but I didn't look too deep into Ark's position, so they could have something. I just really doubt it. Okay, we've got a move, and step 1 of the prediction is correct. Let's see the rest play out. There goes the knotweed, and we put it doesn't matter. We could put it anywhere. As long as it's blocking an MCH, of course. It really doesn't matter where we put it. Well, actually, I didn't think about this. Okay, wait, there's one miscalculation. What if we place the knotweed here? Oh, wait. Does that work? No, my opponent has this, white 3 here. But that only, wait, no. No, they have red 5 here. But then they can't place the white 3 anywhere, right? I think I can win that way. So if I put the knotweed here, they don't have any openings, right? Because I have 6 MCHs now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, I have 5, right. So I have 5, they have 4. Oh wait, isn't that still a draw? Because I'm not breaking up a harmony, it would still be a draw. Oh, so close, but yeah, this has to be a draw. I almost found a way, but no, this is a draw. There's no way to disrupt 2 MCHs with just a knotweed in this position. Oh, so close. I can still put it here just for fun, because I think it's kind of a cool move, because I can't put the white 3 anywhere. But yeah, it's still a draw. Wait, they can't move the the red 5, it's class trapped. Well, it doesn't matter. They can just move a red 4. I don't know why I'm getting so excited. They can still move a red 4. Yeah, they can move either of these red 4s, and it works. That's unfortunate. It's so close. I'm really looking, but no, there's nothing else. I should probably just be safe and block a harmony, block an MCH in case I'm missing something, because I could totally be missing something. I wanted to put it here because I think it'd be a cool move, but whatever. I want to do it because I think it's cool. I don't think I'm missing anything. I could even put it... Where would be the most interesting place to put it? I could put it here. That'd be kind of funny. I don't think that gives Ark anything. All they have to do is move a red 4 to harmonize with my Lotus, and it's... Oh, wait, whoa. Let's not do that. Hold on. If I do that, then they go here and put a white 3 here, and I lose. Wait, do they have that anyways? Wait, do I lose no matter what? Am I stupid? Wait. No. I should be fine. Yeah, okay. Never mind. I can't do this move. It doesn't work. Okay, well, I just have to break up an MCH, and it's a draw. Let me just make sure I do it in the right way. I think this should work. And they have 3. I have 5. And they should be able to put a Lotus here, white 3 here, and it's 5-5 draw. So, yeah, exactly how I predicted. That's how the game had to go at that point. Well, good game. Great game, actually. Unfortunate it had to be a draw, but still a very fun game regardless. I really hope I'm not missing something and there's actually a win for Ark, because I would look so stupid, but I don't think there's a win. I think it just has to be a draw, so yeah, great game. Yeah, it really was. Wait, that makes it sound like they have a win. I really hope they don't have a win. That would be really bad. If they somehow have a win, that would be crazy. I've looked at this position for so long. If they have a win, I'm losing my mind. I mean, they almost have some ideas with this, you know, but no. I mean, like, they kind of have some ideas like this, and then white 3 over here, but I don't think any of that works. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just a draw. I really hope it's a draw. I'm really doubting myself now. Yeah, let's see. Let's wait and see if my prediction follows through here. It should. I mean, there's a couple different ways they could do it, I guess. If they could go here and then white 3 here. That also works. Or, well, not there. That's the only place they couldn't put it because of the red 3, but they could put it here. And you know, that would work. So there's a couple ways it could work, but I basically predicted the end. I pretty much predicted how it had to go. Yeah, I'm looking back at it, and I don't think there's any way for me to win that in the last few moves. I wish putting the knotweed over here worked, but it doesn't, because it doesn't break up any MCHs. They can just make one more, and it's even. Well, actually, no, I don't think they can just make one more, but they make one. Or no, it's not a draw, sorry. Yeah, it doesn't work at all. So they make one and then block this, and they're winning, I think. So yeah, no way I could have won that with the last few moves. Maybe I could have played better earlier on, but Ark played very well. I think we both played pretty well in that game. It was a very good game. This game was doomed to be a tie for a few moves. Let's see. Even at this point, what could have been done? Maybe this rock placement could have been better, because they blocked their red 5, but I guess they didn't want me to have this. But I don't want to do that anyway, because it breaks up this. Maybe if they put their rock, like, somewhere else. I don't know where exactly, but somewhere else, maybe it could have been better for them. I don't know, though. I doubt it. I think it probably would have been a draw still. I mean, they could put it here, and then they have this move, but I don't know if that really gives them anything. Not really. Oh, actually, this move would be better, but still, I don't think that really does anything for them. I think no matter what, it would end up being this move, and then the same, you know, outcome that I've already talked about for a while, so... yeah, this game is kind of doomed to be a draw for a few moves, I think. I don't know what we could have done better. I think we both played pretty well. This move they could have done better, I think. I didn't really like this move from them because it gave me this, which was pretty nice. So, I think they could have won this game, honestly, if they played a little bit better. Yeah, well, there it is. That's the game. It is a draw. So... yeah, I think this is a very fun game. Too bad it had to be a draw, but, you know, that's what it is. So yeah, that's all for this video. Still looking forward to the rest of this tournament, even though I don't think I can win at this point. I don't know. I feel like I've said that every time after one of these videos, but maybe I can win still, maybe I can't. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. It's going to be fun anyways, because we still have our game with Lexi, which I'm really looking forward to, and then we also have a game with Better Than Ira, which will also be good. But I really want to play Lexi because they've been beating me a lot recently, I think. So I want to see how that goes. I'll probably be host, I'm guessing. But yeah, anyway, there should be 2 more games for this tournament. And then after the tournament's over, or maybe even before, I'll go back to some of the games that I thought were interesting and review them. So yeah, look forward to that. I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye-bye.